that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Dylan Blight. Joining me, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, I just want to let you know I'm changing my name to Benjamin Rutherford.
Rutherford.
Yes.
Where the fuck did you pull that from?
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind for some reason.
I think that says a lot about you.
Yeah.
We will, of course, get to the name change shenanigans in just a moment, because that is a thing that's out, of course. But spoilers, I'm not changing my name. Forever and always be known as King of PlayStation, at King of PlayStation. No, that's what
that is definitely what it is. Friend King of PlayStation.
Well, maybe I will change my name then. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. First story I want to hit you all with on the PlayStation podcast today is God of War's 1 year old.
Damn.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Remember this time last year, you probably already beat it and I was still just complaining about trolls.
No, I don't think I powered through it, but if it's been just 1 year, I didn't finish it within the first week, so.
Anyway. I was probably still complaining about trolls though.
Yeah, probably. You don't like them trolls.
A year later.
Don't like trolls in anything.
In my I like them in the movie Trolls.
Or internets.
That's right. That is true, actually. Yeah, that's true. In celebration of God of War's 1 year anniversary, though, Santa Monica Studio put out this cool video on the PlayStation channel. Got a bunch of the people that work there talking about cool things that have happened in the game and... Oh, sorry, not in the game, but since the release of the game. Like, yeah, from the community. So there's like someone made this cool Lego thing. Someone else made... Well, this isn't actually cool at all, but someone did make a clay statue of fucking trolls.
Wow, not cool that people are doing incredible artwork? That's not cool to you?
Make artwork out of the good parts of the game, not the bad parts of the game. You know what I'm saying?
About this little animation thing of Kratos killing a troll? Is that not cool?
I only like trolls when they're being killed. So yeah, that's a cool part.
I mean, the statue is of Kratos killing the troll.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's cool, but it's still the fucking troll. I fucking hate those trolls. Can't get over it. They bring up what's his name from Twitter? Suri Reg. Is it Sunny? Sunny Legend.
Sunny. Yeah.
Sunny, who posts all those cool gifs always about gifs, fucking get out of here with your booty. Yeah. Those cool things that he posts about a bunch of games. Of course, he had a really cool bunch of God of War ones. So it's just like a cool video. I'd highly suggest checking it out. It's over on the official PlayStation YouTube, or it'll be in the links down below, of course, the show notes and stuff like that. They also put out a 3 theme and some avatars today in celebration. Theme's pretty cool. It's got them sitting in a boat, Kratos and Atreus. There you go. Some cool stuff happening there. But yeah, God of War, a year on. Of course, as Corey Barlog and all this stuff kind of tweeted out today, people started yelling about, oh, maybe DLC again. And he had to be like, no.
It's okay. We already got DLC.
What? Fuck you and your fucking new game plus DLC bullshit. It's not DLC.
Shout out to Jaden.
Fuck. That's the biggest bullshit thing Jaden's ever done in his fucking refereeing job for predictions ever. God of War will get DLC, gets new game plus. Oh, that counts. No, it doesn't. It's not DLC.
Yeah, you had to download it. Anyway, moving on.
I'll never move on. I want to tie in, we'll talk a little bit about Horizon stuff in a little bit later, but I'll just say now that when there was a bunch of Horizon stuff coming up this week about that game sequel, and Jason Schreier in the Reddit thread where people were talking about that did come in and be like, hey, yeah, I've heard this, and also I've heard that they've started somewhat production for God of War finally.
Wow,
I say finally like it's been... Well...
Given how that game secretly ended, it's shocking that they're working on another game.
I'm actually somewhat surprised.
That's sarcasm, people.
I'm actually somewhat surprised that they're working on it already in any fashion, to be honest, because from what I could gather, that they legit just seemed like Corey just seemed like he wanted to like let the team have a good while away off that game and that property before coming back in any stage.
I guess it's one of those things where when you finish something, you're like, oh, I've got all these awesome ideas for the next game or the next story that I want to tell that have like been percolating the whole time that you're finishing off this other game.
Possibly.
Sort of. Pretty sure like that was the thing with Naughty Dog when they were doing Uncharted. Like they had all these ideas for what they wanted to do for Uncharted 2, so pretty much jumped straight into it.
I think it's just because every time he talks about it, like how it was an idea he'd had for so long, it's kind of, I don't know how fast he can move on considering he was so focused on this God of War story and the one-shot camera thing that he'd been trying to get done for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's also weird to think about them doing a second one when it was only like last week or the week before, I can't even remember now. They were like, God of War's still winning awards at places. Yeah. It hasn't stopped.
I'm surprised he's had time to work on anything when he's going traveling the world, picking up these awards.
Still just fucking
showing up on people's podcasts.
Yeah.
All over the place. Corey, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah. I mean, you want to be on another PlayStation podcast? But yeah. So God of War, 1 year old. Year on. Navi, I 100%. I think
year
it's very
close
clear
to God of War 2.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to say at this stage. This doesn't seem like a hot take at all, but it's like God of War 2 or whatever the fuck it's going to end up being called. PS5, not launch, but I would say potentially like year 2 or something like that would be my prediction
launch
at this
window.
stage. You reckon it's going to be launch win? You're crazy. I'm not even debating this. You're crazy. Get out of here.
Well, what was it? The Nintendo Wii's launch window was like 3 years, so.
That is not a launch window. That's a launch fucking lake is what that is. Fucking 3 years. Get out of here. All right. They also, so this is one for you. This week we got the first trailer for the Ni no Kuni movie. That was, I think I briefly talked about here at some stage ago. Yeah. So can't get much from the trailer because it's in Japanese.
Yeah, and there's no English subtitles.
And there's no English subtitles, but
yet. Somebody, come on.
Well, yeah, it's a Japanese trailer for the. I don't think it has a Western like launch date
or anything.
It'll come, but
it's being done by Warner Brothers, so
yeah. It'll come. It's going to be a thing that's happening. But the trailer gave us a little bit more information. I was looking in the comments on YouTube, of course, for people to help tell me things. And you can kind of tell just by watching it anyway, it's new characters. It's nothing. They could be cameos. They could be some things. We don't really know. But from the outset, it's a whole bunch of new characters. They're going backwards and forwards between the two realms. So that's more reminiscent of the first game than the second game. And the animation style, even though that Studio Ghibli isn't involved with it anymore and isn't doing this, the animation style, because it's so heavily influenced, it still looks like Studio Ghibli stuff. Yeah. So it looks quite cool.
Like it's not to that quality level. Like it's a little bit less. It's still pretty good.
It still looks pretty good. Yeah. So what do you think looking at it?
Yeah, it looks like it definitely evokes Ni no Kuni as soon as they jump into that world. I don't know whether it's just the color scheme or just obviously the rat people and the cat people and that sort of thing obviously makes you think Ni no Kuni, but yeah, it looks really good. Seems to be like funny that there seems to be one of the protagonists is in a wheelchair and then goes to the other world and is fully abled, which is similar to something in theaters now. I just found it amusing, but yeah, it looks cool.
Which don't want to get too heavy into, but that's going to be a problematic story.
Yeah, there's going to be a thing. He's not going to want to leave.
No, it's
like for people.
People have it's one of those things you don't really think about, and as I said, I just don't want to dive too heavily into it. But might as well bring it up now before it's a fucking topic someone else hits onto. Because I haven't seen many people talk about the trailer. I saw it pop up and I was like, oh, I haven't even seen anyone publish this, but maybe we're the only people that care about the Ni no Kuni movie. But it's like it's a animated movie that looks cool with like Ghibli style animation based on a video game property. Like, should we not care? Like, anyway, people in movies or stories in general, when people like if there's someone that's in a wheelchair or whatever, like a disabled person of some fashion, whenever people do stories where they suddenly get magical powers, or they're transported to another world, or what have you. And then all of a sudden in that version, that world, because they get the better version of themselves, and they're able to walk like this character is. I've read before from disabled people and such that that's looked down upon, because it's kind of like saying the way they are is not okay. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they view it as it's ableist somewhat. So I can see that being a point of contention when more people, I guess, start watching the trailer, which, to be honest, is one of those things that I would have never actually thought of until I read those people's point of view. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things I would just be like, I don't see the problem. But then when you read someone's point of view who's actually disabled or something.
Wow. It's crazy how that applies to nearly every single thing.
You're right. Yeah. Like anything in life. Yeah. But just one of those things. But yeah, I thought the animation and stuff looked cool, so I'm keen to watch it even with that stuff.
None of the Eagledy-Piggledy things or whatever they're called.
Yet.
No Mr. Drippy yet.
No Mr. Drippy yet. Hopefully Mr. Drippy's added in. All right, so let's get to the big thing, I guess, for last week. I'm pretty sure this news dropped like the day after we recorded, as per usual, but that seems to be a running thing these days, I swear. You can now finally change your PSN name changes. They were betaing, or they tested the service at some point late last year when we last talked about it. Yep. And then they were like, it's coming soon, blah, 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 blah. And then just they tweeted out, hey, it's a thing. There you go. Enjoy, I guess. So how it works is you get the first name change for free, and subsequent name changes will cost you roughly... I wanted to get the money right so I could tell everyone exactly how much it costs. I could not find a direct answer. A lot of people are just doing like USD to Australian dollars because that's where the blog post was from. I tried to then go onto the PlayStation thing and just find out the price for myself, but then it started popping up with a bunch of like, do you agree? Click OK. Click OK. And I'm like, I started getting scared and I clicked off it because I'm like, no. What if I accidentally do something? I don't want to do it. But it seems it's going to be roughly $10 for PS Plus members, or $15 for non-PS Plus members. It's kind of like the USD to Australian transfer there, it seems. So
it seems to be pretty similar to Xbox price-wise.
Xbox prices? Yeah. But it's like, you get your first one for free, so really most people aren't going to be paying money. Like most people who do it are probably going to hopefully get it right the first time and not have to pay money. You know?
Yep. Hopefully,
you'd hope so. Unless they're like, oh, I'm Dick Smacker 69. I better change my name to Bum Smacker 69. And
oh no, that was a mistake.
Yeah,
should have had R Smacker.
Yeah, imagine that's oh no, after fucking 11-year-olds turning 12, changing their names, turn 18, they're like, fuck, gotta change it again. So of course there are problems with this. We always knew there was going to be problems with this. They said from the outset that they weren't going to be able to fix certain problems with this because it's just the way the system's built. But like last time we talked about it, it's kind of just that sort of thing you've got to accept. They're like, there's no way to fix it. Okay, I understand. They kind of shot themselves in the foot from the moment they built PSN. They're trying to rectify it and like set it up for PS5, I think. So then at least like people who buy PlayStation 5s and make PlayStation Network accounts, from then on, all the games that they play on PS5, they're not going to have conflicting issues with, and they're going to be able to change their names willy-nilly. So in the future, it won't be that big of a deal. But for older PlayStation users, there's problems. So there are a couple games with what they deem critical issues, which they say users may lose in-game currency, whether paid for or earned. That's a bit thing. Loss of game progress, including scores and progress towards trophy unlocking, and loss of user-generated content of parts of the game may not function properly, both online and offline, for these couple of games if you change your name and try to play them. They are Disc Jam, Just Dance 2017, Little Big Planet 3, MLB 14, 16, 15, On Rush, The Golf Club 2, and Worms Battlegrounds. They're your critical issue games. It's a rather short list, I think.
It is, which is surprising. When we first heard about it, they said there might be a few, and we were like speculating it might be a lot, but that's a pretty short list. you wouldn't think many people would be playing Just Dance 17 or the MLB shows that are in that list. So Little Big Planet's probably a big deal, I would have thought. Like, obviously the people who are doing it. If you're losing your progress and your user-generated content, if you change your name in a game like that, you could lose years of work, potentially.
Years and years and years of stuff you've done, yeah.
So if you're a Little Big Planet person, don't change your name. Just live with Saggy Sackboy.
Saggy Sackboy. Well, it's like, these people might be moving on to Dreams now, so just change it. Never go back, play it.
Never go back.
Then there is a list of games with issues identified. So it says games which have been tested and were found to have one or more of the following known issues, which we did not consider critical to the gameplay experience, but which you should review to consider how important they are to you. So it says previous online IDs this is not really an issue, I don't think, but that's why they say it may be an issue to you. Previous online IDs may remain visible to you and other players, or the online ID is no longer visible in some areas of the in-game title, in-game rankings, leaderboards, etc. For some titles, the online ID will automatically update if you sign out and then sign back into the game, or when various gameplay activity is performed after signing. If that sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook, basically what it is
your name goes off.
Change it.
Your names go off leaderboards and that sort of stuff, or your previous ID may be still up.
Yeah, so you may be playing one of these games online and it's showing your original ID, not your new one.
Yeah. Sounds terrible.
Not a big deal. Not a big deal. I don't think that's a big deal. Next one says user accounts on PlayStation may be unlinked from game accounts.
Ooh.
Linking accounts at game may restore the original linkage, and certain game settings may be initialized to their default state.
Oh my god.
Audio settings, controller settings, etc. Fucking hell. For some game title, settings may be recovered if you sign in and then sign out and back into the game. This game list is a lot longer, so it's not worth.
Not too much.
Let's see how I go. Ready? Slam them down. Absolve the Downfall, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Big City Stories, Bloodborne, Call of Duty Ghost Crossout, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 3, Dragon Quest Builders, EA Sports FIFA 18, Gauntlet Slayer Edition, God Eater 2 Rage Burst, Grand Theft Auto 5, Gundam vs. Guns Up, Injustice 2 Standard Edition, not to be confused with other editions, which are apparently fine. Killzone Shadowfall, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, MLB The Show 17, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Storm Ninja 4, fucking hell. Ninja Shippuden Ultimate Storm Trilogy, fucking hell. Naruto Storm 4 Road to Boruto Expansion, fucking hell. NBA 2K19, PlayStation VR Worlds, Rock Band 4, Rocksmith 2014 Edition Remastered, Last of Us Remastered, Titanfall 2, Trackmania Turbo, Trove, Uncharted 4, Thief Sends, Warframe, Wipeout, Amiga Collection. Mega Collection. Got them.
Yeah.
So that's your list of titles which may cause non-issues.
Slight issues.
But they're not really.
Minor inconveniences.
Yeah, that's what they should have called them. That's exactly what they called them. They should have called them inconveniences. These games may have inconveniences if you decide to switch your names. But that's nothing like the critical issue stuff where it's like you could lose trophy progress and these sorts of things that are real issues. Save files and all these things. You can't play them online. And then they've got a list of all the games where no issues have been found, which...
Do you want to go through that one?
No, because if you do the maths and you take out the games that are... that we just listed, think of all the games that I didn't just say. That's what the list is. I don't even know why they've got
I don't know if this is actually a full list. I'm pretty sure there's probably a bunch of small indie stuff that's not included.
There is a bunch of stuff that's not on here, which is why they've listed all the games. Because they're like, these are the ones we've actually tried. Because they can't officially say, we have tried every other game there is.
Yeah.
But this list is basically a list of all big games, I guess. Like, they've missed some random shit. But this is the list that most people would be able to kind of look through and find their favorite game on and know if it has an issue or not. It's kind of what it is, which has got most games on there. Most games that people care about to a degree or not. All right. So they're the issues. There are the things. Michael wrote in our Discord, of course, explosionnetwork.com/Discord if you'd like to join our Discord. And he did ask the big question of which, are either of us planning on changing our PSN names? As I said before, no, because I'm happy with my name. It's unified across all of my things because I was a smart kid and I've had my name since I was like 12 and it's fine and I don't see any necessary reason to change it. Ash?
Not currently.
So not currently means
I mean,
what?
You never know. Things could change. That's all
what keeps you from it now?
Just the laziness of looking. Changing it.
Would you be worried about losing?
And being like, oh, do I really? Can I think of anything else clever? Or because I really don't want to put my real name. That seems like a bad idea.
Why? Are you trying to hide your real name?
Yeah.
It's your Twitter handle.
Yeah, those those Apex people, they get really upset when I die.
Oh.
When I get the character they want to play as, and then they'll come after me on the Twitters and they'll
find your Twitter and
they'll
then
dox me.
They'll dox you. But it's like, okay. I mean, it's like I don't have my real name, but if someone just like typed Viva onto the internet, they can find my real name pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's just the problems, I guess. It's I don't know. I love how your big worry is getting doxed.
Yeah, totally the most concerned thing I am about this.
So I will not change my name. Ash will not change his name until he figures out how not to get doxed. But if he can,
I don't want to get swatted either.
Or swatted. Well, no, they don't do that in Australia.
Oh,
they don't do that in Australia.
Check that off the list.
In Australia, swatting's when a fly comes past your face and you're different. It's different over
a little
here.
bit
Different. A little bit different. Yeah. Okay. We got a bunch of teasers for some Last of Us stuff this week. First one that intrigued me was Neil Druckmann tweeted out, had a little too much fun brutalizing these two fine gentlemen. And in the picture, in big, silly-looking mocap suits, is one Logic, the rapper, singer, I guess, writer,
New York Times
best-selling author.
Yeah,
thank you. And then also Travis Willingham, not New York Times best-selling author.
Sorry, but
Travis.
Part of Critical Role, which is made over $10 million US.
Kickstart goal smashing Travis Willingham. There you go.
Yeah,
got him. So put out a picture. So Logic's apparently going to be in The Last of Us 2 in some fashion. I think it's pretty safe to assume that it'll be a small cameo role, but what are you laughing about? Did I
He's just playing himself.
Oh, he's just playing himself? What, in the...
Yep.
Scrolling along as Alien and you see someone on the side. Yeah. You're like, what's up?
Yep.
What's up,
and then
man,
he's
Bobby?
still making music in a studio.
I mean...
He's figured out how to distract the
with music?
Yeah, with his music.
Bobby Tarantino.
His powerful rhymes. Just, kill them all.
He's trying to sell copies of Supermarket 4 to the clickers. So it's cool. We like Logic. So
yeah. Theme song. Come on, Logic.
Well, there you go. I think that it's funny.
The next day to play, we get Ashley Johnson, Troy Baker out singing a song, and then Logic comes out and raps the verse.
You're saying it, but the more you're saying it, the more I'm getting sold on it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm actually down.
Yep.
I'm down for Logic.
Just need to put it out in the universe.
I would assume that it's simply Neil knows that Logic's a fan and he's like, hey, reached out and said, hey, do you wanna come be in the game? Do a small cameo role. He'll probably just be some random person you meet along the road and then beat up, and then people who know it's Logic will be like, oh, it's cool, that's the character Logic played, but then people who don't know Logic will just be like, never know any different kind of thing.
It is funny you actually say that because I was at Gold Coast Supernova this past weekend where Nolan North and Troy Baker did panels. And Nolan North said that Neil Druckmann apparently is a fan of like fan casting or like, you know, casting, just star casting or whatever. I had the word in my mind what I was thinking of, but I couldn't get it when I needed it.
So you don't reckon he's in it just because they're friends?
Yeah.
You reckon he's actually in it because
he's the best possible choice.
He's the best possible choice for the role.
No, I'm just saying that's what he said. Also, I can confirm he confirmed during his panel. Nolan North not in Last of Us 2. Shocking, I know.
So you say.
That's what he told us. So
heard it here, folks. First, everyone.
Yeah. The only thing from the panels that they've had at Supernova from those two that is important to listen to is
that's
news breaking.
100% of it. News breaking. So hardcore news breaking. Nolan North not in Last of Us 2. He will not be coming back to attempt to.
He did ask if we want an Uncharted 5 though, so
he fucking wants an Uncharted 5. I bet you that pay as well.
He doesn't want to do any work though. He just
wants to sit in the back.
Yeah.
Well, I want an Uncharted 5. I don't want it to be about him though. Sorry, Nolan. Take that.
Well, that's what he wants. So.
Oh, okay. Is that what he's hinting at?
Yeah, maybe.
Fuck you. If you're listening to this and you don't know at this stage the ending, and we can talk about Uncharted 4. We're saying we want an Uncharted game that's about his daughter. Okay. Games like, when did Uncharted 4 come out? 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, well, it was before Horizon, so it must be 3 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. And we're listening to a PlayStation podcast where we can't talk about the ending of a big fucking PlayStation. No, get out of here.
I don't know. People didn't talk about the end of Last of Us for ages.
Troy lies to Troy lies. I don't even say the thing. We can talk about the ending of The Last of Us. Well, I suppose I feel like there's a grace period. I feel like it gets weird, right? Because I feel like talking about the ending of The Last of Us is fine. However, once they start marketing something like The Last of Us 2, I would probably stop talking about the end of it in case more people are suddenly interested and want to play it at that point. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's hard. It's definitely like, it's been long enough. And for instance, the podcast is PlayStation specific.
I mean, this could be somebody's first PlayStation podcast. So like, oh, I just bought a PlayStation. I'm going to get into a PlayStation podcast because podcasting is cool. Podcasts are cool. Oh no. Now I don't need to play this critically acclaimed series because I know that eventually the main character has a daughter.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't play. That is the most whingy fucking typical nerd baby Twitter shit I've ever heard in my life. I can't play Uncharted now because I got it spoiled. What'd you get spoiled? Oh, I found out that the main character has a daughter. It spoiled everything about the whole series for me forever.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Get out of here, please.
Ruined the suspense. It could have been a son.
Yeah. How was I supposed to know? Idiots. Neil Druckmann put up on his Instagram 2 days ago also, that's performance capture rap for Laura Bailey. Thanks to helping bring to life one of my favorite characters. You crushed it. So Laura Bailey now officially done with The Last of Us. Of course, this led to a lot of people in the tweets and the responses to Instagram posts kind of being like, oh no, this means that it's like, surely this means the game's still so far away because you're still doing motion capture. We thought you'd be done with motion capture by now, blah, 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 blah. Now people don't reckon it. Now people are fearing that the game's still years and years and years away. What do you reckon?
Yeah, didn't we speculate it was years and years away?
No, people for some reason keep thinking it's coming out this year.
I don't know why. That seems crazy.
I don't know why either. I mean, it's the internet. I don't know why they do anything they do. I don't think it's coming out this year, but I also don't think that just because they're wrapping her motion capture to like saying that it's just right now means that it's suddenly so much longer away than I thought it was before I even knew this, because they could have done like a whole heap of stuff and then got it back in for some, you know what I mean, other stuff. And I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog also has their own mocap studio place, so it's not like they have to. Well, I mean, a lot of studios these days do, to be fair, but I think they were one of the first or something, like when they got all set up for Naughty Dog, for Uncharted and stuff. But it's like, you know, they're not renting out a space or anything like that. They just have to get the actors.
Yeah.
You know, I guess. Like, it's not costing them time and space to rent places to do these things. And they could have done a heap of the game or been working on it and then been like, no. Like, they could have changed, compared to that Anthem story we was talking about, they could have like changed some scenes and dialogues to do with the mission structure that got changed, and then they could have got her back in to fair change,
or
do some
she just has a tiny role.
No, she doesn't have a tiny role. Come on,
or a small, not a crucial, massive role.
No, she's one of the main characters. They showed her in that. Was it E3 or was it PlayStation Experience? Where they showed? No, it was E3. Yeah, like the last E3.
No, it was Paris Games Week.
No, it was E3.
That crazy Paris Games Week where they showed everything. I'm pretty sure.
No, it was E3 where they switched around all the places, and then they showed. Oh no, that was the dancing clip. It was the Paris Games. It was Paris Games.
Thank you.
You're right. Because I was like, what the fuck did they show at Last of Us at E3? But then, yeah, no, they showed
the kissing scene.
The kissing scene, yeah. Okay, yeah. So it was that one, the brutalizing one.
The kissing murder scene, yeah.
Yeah, but Laura Bailey's that character that we saw, like, getting brutalized, basically.
Ellie's mum, everybody thinks.
Or everyone's assuming he's Ellie's mum. Yeah, so it's like, if she is Ellie's mum, which I'm not saying no, but at the same time, it just seems too easy of a thing for me to like. But they showed a whole clip from her, so she's a main character for sure. But yeah, I'm not freaking out because I didn't think the game was fucking coming out this year anyway, so I don't think them doing anything about the motion capture really means
anything
to me personally at all. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Anyway, Laura Bailey's done. The game's happening. Logic's in it. There's your Last of Us.
Come on, Logic. Give us a concept album about Last of Us 2.
Oh my God, imagine. Yes, please. That's what we need.
He's got it in him. He can do it.
I believe in him. We've got some, as I was just saying before, we do have some Guerilla news and some Horizon news. So the first thing is this story that comes from PlayStationLifestyle.net about Guerilla hiring for a multiplayer thing. It says, we know Guerrilla Games is working on something, though it's been shrouded in secrecy ever since Horizon Zero Dawn released back in 2017. However, a recently discovered job listing may suggest that at least part of whatever the Sony-owned studio is working on will have a key multiplayer component. The job listing is for work on an unannounced title, while the job itself is for a Java-focused role. It's the job details that have gotten people talking. Here are some key points in the listing. Dot points are, you will build a robust backend that can scale up to serve many concurrent users. You will work on systems like matchmaking, tournaments, clans, and leaderboards. You'll work on systems to test and deploy a new server set without downtime. Fucking, I hate downtime.
Tall order.
I've been playing a lot of the Division 2, and let me tell you, they didn't take that. They really were like, you know, the best country to fuck over for our downtime? Australia peak hour playtime is when fucking Ubisoft decided. Anyway, and the last one is, you will integrate the game servers with the PlayStation Network and other third-party services. The article then continues, it definitely looks like something Guerrilla has planned with involved multiplayer. Back in 2018, the developer hired some talent who worked on the multiplayer-centric Rainbow Six Siege, hinting that Guerrilla was cooking up a multiplayer project. These announcements came off the heels of a massive expansion. Rumors have also... expansion of the team itself. Rumors have also persisted that Guerrilla split into two teams, though that remains to be unconfirmed, but I would choose to believe that. If Guerrilla is indeed beefing up for a multiplayer game, the question is now, what kind of game will it be? And blah, 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 blah. I think it's pretty, I mean, it could be a new IP, obviously, but I also think it's obviously been a very long time since we've seen Killzone, and I don't think that property is dead. Like, I know a lot of people still have attachment to that as a Sony franchise, so I I would be willing to put my money on it just being a Killzone game at this stage, to be honest. Like, Killzone Shadowfall was a launch. Was it launch window? 3-year launch window. Was it launch date? I honestly can't remember.
November 2013. So 6 years.
Was that launch?
Yeah.
Was it the same
close
launch?
To launch?
It was close enough because I remember it was one of the first PlayStation 4 games I played. I don't recall if I
PlayStation came out. Well, this is it came out November 2013.
So European release date for Killzone was 29th of November. The PS4 release date.
PS4 came out 29th of November.
29th
in PAL. Yeah,
in PAL. So then it was a launch day game. Yeah, there you go. Shadowfall was okay, I guess, is the thing. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It was compared to the three prior, because like the last three were kind of this enclosed trilogy, and then Shadowfall was its own like thing. I think people liked it. The multiplayer in that franchise has always been a bit hit or miss. They've tried some cool things. They've tried too hard to be like Call of Duty at times, like it's always that mix of getting some things right, getting some things wrong. But I definitely just feel like the Killzone property as a whole is one that has like a lot of resonance still for PlayStation itself, and also for the Sony PlayStation fan base. And like there's so much more you could do with that property. And then even like that logo, like whenever you see a Hellghast or just like those red eyes or whatever, like I think they've got something of an iconic property there. So I would put my money on it being a Killzone game.
Okay, could it be a remaster? Like Halo Collection?
No, I don't think it has enough. I don't think it has that sort of resonance. No, I would say new one.
Well, then, yeah. I mean,
I'd say
you could
new
just
one for
have a
PS5.
smaller team working on a remaster.
Well, especially if they split both. Well, no. I don't know if I want a remaster. Is the thing. I'd like a new one for PS5. That would be cool.
Yeah,
because Killzone have always been Guerrilla's kind of always been pushing the PlayStation tech for how good they can look. Like the PS2 one looked great. The PS3 ones all looked stunning. They're really beautiful environments and stuff. Although Killzone 3 or 2, I can't remember if it was 3 or 2, was one of those games that got in trouble because like I say got in trouble, I mean like pissed off gamers, because they showed the original reveal trailer, and it was like new tech at the time or whatever, and it was this really stunning trailer. And then of course when the game came out, it didn't look quite as good as what they revealed it as, and then everyone chucked a hissy fit over it, of course. So they've got that history to them as well. But those games have always been some of the better looking PlayStation titles, especially when it comes to like first person stuff. And obviously Horizon's a beautiful game. They make great looking stuff. So I feel like if you want like a launch window or something like that, first person shooter to have on the PS5,
that makes
sense. Killzone's a property, so why not? They don't have any other first person one.
It wouldn't be crazy if it's a completely new property, because we all know that Horizon was the idea for Horizon came out of like an idea jam session or something like that.
Session. Yeah, game jam session.
So maybe they had something there that they've kept in the drawer, and they're like, oh, now's the time to pull this out, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But I suppose the question then, if it is a new IP, it's like how different from it is Killzone. It would have to be very different for it to be like worthwhile as a new IP, I guess.
Well, it's just got online multiplayer.
I know, but it's a first-person shooter again, and if it's set in a similar setting.
Did they say like, first-person shooter?
No, we're just presuming, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Although, do you want to hear my crazy theory?
Don't say it's anything to do with multiplayer, to do with Horizon.
Horizon Zero Dawn Battle Royale. Think about it. You play as like the little tribe dudes.
And you then play as the literal tribe dudes.
No, like the tribe people, not Aloy, obviously. But then you have to like kill the dinosaur robots to get like loot and stuff. You're fighting other players and you're fighting the dinosaur monster robot things.
You know how you're afraid people are going to swat your house for failing to play Apex, right? You know, I'm going to leak this fucking clip online and then see how fast you get swatted.
This sounds like a great idea.
I feel like that's I feel like you pitching Horizon as Battle Royale is the thing that you could say that would anger the most people.
I don't think so. I think people will be on board.
All right. Well, we'll find out very shortly because I'll make it a fucking Twitter poll, won't I?
Yes.
Well, I might
vote
forget.
yes.
So you know what? Live on air. I'm going to write this down on a note. Make sure we don't forget here. Twitter poll Horizon Battle Royale. That is going to be happening. Maybe before the episode's out. Don't know. We'll see. But that's the thing that's going to happen. Yep. And I guarantee
vote
enough people.
Yes, or whichever one is the one that agrees with me.
No, it's going to be fuck no. Maybe. Yes. Something like that. And I'll be highly, highly, highly surprised if 100% of the answers are not fuck no. Because that's what I would fully expect. Talking about Horizon, though, this other story comes from Push Square. It says, it looks like Guerilla Games is working on a multiplayer title, which is what we just talked about, but the colossal Dutch studio is big enough to support multiple projects now, and we suspect a few of you will be surprised to learn that it's beavering away. That's okay. Beavering away on a follow-up to the wildly successful Horizon Zero Dawn. While I don't think this is surprising, speaking at Star Wars convention, actress Jovina Gavan, I can never say her last name, Gavanka? I don't actually know how you say her last name at all, who played Iden Versio in Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Tahiti in Horizon's Door, what's it called? Ice Dawn? Fuck, I can't even remember. The DLC that came out, though, more or less confirmed that the sequel is well into production. While at the celebration, she said, "It's incredible. Wait until you see the sequel," she said of the series. As posted on Reddit, she continued to say, "You're going to die. I know some secrets. You're going to die." We assume that just means in a good way. Our guess is that Gavanka, how do you say her name? I'm sorry, will probably be given a larger role in the new game, perhaps expanding on her character from the add-on pack. Either way, esteemed Kotaku journalist Jason Schreier rocked up on Reddit thread to confirm the new God of War game is development, which talked about before. Expect both of these sequels to show up on the PlayStation 5 at some point within the not too distant future. Ash, did you play the Horizon DLC?
No, I did not. I never got around to it.
Frozen Wilds, that's it. I just remembered the name of it.
Yeah, Frozen Wilds, that's the thing. Yeah, so, but I think it wouldn't be, it's kind of weird that they would expand on the DLC, I guess.
Makes me want to play because I didn't play it either.
Yeah, but then people who never did play it then don't get the backstory unless they're going to set it up in the actual game.
Well, unless it's just one of those things where, like, the game starts, the character's there. For people who played the DLC, you feel like you already know her and it's fine or whatever. But then it just depends how it's written. You know what I mean? So, like, if you can boot it up and it just feels like she's naturally just there. Sometimes past between the first game, Aloy's moved on to a different location. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can do it where it just rewards people for having played the DLC. Or, of course, you can open the game with some sort of opening cinematic that explains what happened in the Frozen Wilds DLC and where Aloy is now and what's been happening. And just cover your bases that way, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes me want to play Frozen Wilds because I never actually got around to it. The only reason I never, even though it's always on sale and stuff, I'm always like, I cannot remember the controls for that game. And every review I read for Frozen Wilds was like, it's been 6 months, they put out DLC, I can't remember the controls, I keep dying because I don't remember what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing.
No, I remember I bought it, I downloaded it, I installed it, but then to open up the mission, you have to talk to a certain person or certain people in certain places through the map. And for some reason, it wasn't loading. The person wasn't showing up.
So what? So yours glitched out fully?
Yeah, it was like probably like a day or two, day 1, day 2 bug. And I just never ended up going back because something else came along.
You listening to this fucking... You better be listening to this. Everyone over there making the Horizon games.
Or it didn't install properly, something like that. I don't want to blame Guerilla completely, but
I'm blaming Guerilla completely. 100% blaming Guerilla. Guerilla. Not Gorilla. Guerilla.
I'm blaming Gorillas.
Okay.
Not the band, but the...
Yeah, maybe I'll play it. It's like, obviously we got time. This is one where, all right, so Javina's saying, the way she's talking about it obviously seems like she's done some work for it, obviously, like as her character. And she's seen stuff from the game, which is all the part that kind of stands out to me, I guess, because sometimes, of course, voice actors can record lines, but they never actually see what their lines look like in the game or like what their characters look like in the final product and stuff. But the way she's talking makes it sound like she's actually seeing gameplay somewhat, I guess, to a degree, or at least some cinematics or something. I don't know. She's seen something. So it seems like it's, if I'm going to grab that and go Reddit crazy, I'll say it sounds like the game's somewhere along the line, like a decent path. So I'll throw out my big old fishing line of rumor mills and whatever else and go Horizon 2, PS5 launch game.
I think it's further along than that.
What, like it's coming out before the PS5?
No, like further after launch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be that quick of a turnaround, assuming it's launching when we think it's going to launch.
Then what's a PS5 launch game?
Sekiro. Last of Us.
Fuck off. No, get the hell out of here. Sekiro.
Yep.
What do you want me to break my PS5?
Oh, no, the other one. Ghost
of Tsushima? Jesus Christ.
Oh, these samurai games.
There's only two of them. You can't even... Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice versus...
They're both very difficult to say.
No.
I apologize. All
right, so you reckon Ghost...
Please don't swat me.
Tsushima, yeah, please don't swat Ash. It's a launch game. No, I could see Horizon up there because remember when Horizon was coming out, they kept going on about it being a new mascot tentpole franchise or whatever for the series and stuff. They wanted it to be this big thing. So it's like I could see PS5 launching and
we just said it's only been 2 years, and we're assuming PS4 is coming out next year. PS5 coming out next year.
I hope PS4 is already out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, PS5
3 years
next year.
to turn around another game of the standard of Horizon Zero Dawn? Seems a tough ask. Especially when half the team's working on another game, apparently.
Is it though when Uncharted were turned out in 2 years?
That was different. The PS3 cycle was a bit different. You've seen the behind the scenes stuff of Horizon Zero Dawn. They got all these freaking bird sounds and for different places, and then they had to populate the creature things at different places. There's a lot of back end work.
Yeah, but they've set it all up now, so then maybe it's easier for the sequel.
I think it just takes just as long because you want to improve and do even more.
Maybe.
Yep.
I'm just saying that I don't think it's impossible to have it come out 3 years. If Uncharted can come out in 2. Uncharted 2, 3 can come out in 2 years after one another.
It's not impossible. It's very, very unlikely.
All right, you heard it here first. Horizon 2, Dawn of the Dawn Treader is coming out. Launch day, PS5. Get ready, everyone.
It's Horizon Zero Dawn. No.
Horizon Zero Dawn, here we go again.
Horizon
folks.
1 Dawn. There we go.
Horizon 0.79 Dawn. Horizon 2077. Okay. That's probably enough show for this week. Before wrap up the show, I do want to say this. Keep your eyes peeled on the Twitter accounts that I'm about to pimp to you, because we'll have some interesting things for this show coming out a bit later in the week. And then also, next episode will be the dawn of the new Platinum Explosion. Dun, dun, What does it mean? What does it mean, Ash?
I don't know.
What does it mean? Am I overpiping it?
I literally
Potentially
don't know what you're talking about.
No one knows. Just keep your eyes peeled. No, your ears and eyes peeled and your mouth at the ready for me to insert some hot goodness via the Twitters and Facebook if you use that shit. The Twitters mostly. Thank you for joining us this week on Platinum Explosion, of course. You can follow me on Twitter at Vivladil, at Vivladil, at VIVALADIL. You can follow Ash on Twitter.
At Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY. Please don't swap me.
Please don't swap me. You can follow this show on Twitter at Plat Podcast. You can also, as we just said before, join our Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. Do that. Be a friend over there. Rate the show, Apple Podcasts, if you can. That's a good thing. Helps out a lot. And then follow this account, the Explosion Network, at Explosion Pod, and then head on over to explosionnetwork.com for many more great shows, news, articles, reviews,
and polls. Most importantly, polls.
Yeah, the poll will be at Explosion Pod on Twitter. That's when you'll need to answer it if you want to know and prove Ash wrong and get him swatted. All right. Until next week, keep swatting. I mean, don't swat. Please don't swat.
That's not the right message.
Please swat. Don't swat.
It's not even funny as a
joke. It
joke.
is funny because, as I said earlier in the episode, I mean the Australian version, which is a slap in the face.
Every Saturday, catch Arcade Couch Ashley and others when you listen to a brand new episode of Arcade Couch, the Explosion Network's variety video game podcast. Sit back, relax on the couch to chill with your friends and hear about the latest industry news, as well as our opinions on the latest releases and what we've been playing. Just search your podcasting app for Arcade Couch and subscribe for free now. Hashtag Physical Media Forever. Hashtag Physical Media 2038. Hashtag Cuties.